Hello, I'm live for the hour. I'm going to be doing some readings for anyone that would wish. I'm doing my best to do this every week. At the moment, I've been away for a while and you get off track with things. But I'm doing my best to get on here every week and do readings for some of you. I know some of you appreciate it, enjoy it. And it's really nice for me as well to have this time like live and direct and connected with some of you that I don't really get to see other than in groups or when I travel or in sessions. So this is nice. This is nice. Life is pretty crazy out there, isn't it? At the moment. Hello, Emily. Life is pretty crazy out there at the moment with geopolitics. Sometimes I feel it's appropriate to go there, and sometimes I don't. Already spoke about the nature of the astrology of this month, April, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Just gave someone a session going through something entirely specific to them, and had to remind them this is a month of a huge Aries influence, and it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us to the point that don't wait if you can. Don't wait to look for your own connection. Don't wait to ground. Don't wait to stabilize, because you will have an opportunity to see that you needed to. Wow, that did not come out right. Anyway. Before I get going here, I know I'm still waiting for some people to come online, and Emily, you'll be the first question I answer here. Let me speak to the nature of a question, right? And in the years that I've done channeling for people and readings, of course, there is an art to asking a question, because when you ask a question, you let go of not having the answer, right? Just think about that for a minute. You ask a question because you don't know something, but when you've asked the question, you let go of not having the answer because you've put a question out there. And some people will not ask a question. They won't let themselves. Like it's pride or something, or unclarity. And I'm not sure, because it's particular for each person. Particular each person. Excuse me. But it's said, it's said, in a world where answers are cheap, questions are valuable, become valuable, and the experts are the ones who ask the right questions. And we're already seeing this with artificial intelligence, because you put the correct prompt in, the detailed prompt in, and you get back what you want. Okay? A lot of people don't know what they actually want, because they're either living in a way where they're continually answering expectations, or they're living in a timeline that they didn't choose, or they're solving problems that someone else handed to them, and the someone else handed them because they knew what they wanted. So if we can start asking less, what should I do, and a bit more of, what do I want to do? No, but really, what do I want to do? We find a lot more starts going right, and a lot less goes wrong, because we are plugging up less leaks. We are having less consequences to clean up after ourselves. It's learning to ask better questions of ourselves, right? Okay. So I'm here on YouTube as well, and I have Emily. I have a question from Emily and a question from Shakti. Shakti, could you be a bit clearer what you want about career guidance? Okay, I feel I answer this question for you quite often, and I'm happy to. I am completely happy to. But it's early in the session. I will get a chance to answer this question. What do you mean by career guidance? Okay, you ask a clearer question, you'll get a clearer answer. Emily. Okay. Would you mind looking into or a general reading about my current position and role? I spoke to my VP in Foundations, and she might be reworking my role with Foundations. Timeline on that and possible pay increase. Okay. Timeline and possible pay increase. Right. Okay, Emily, I'm seeing that in the next 3 to 6 months. There is a bit of variance in there, and I'll just own that. I'll just own that. Pay increase. I do see a pay increase. I'm not. Uh, just to be clear, I'm not humoring you here. I am seeing a pay increase. I'm not sure from there how to respond. Not. I'd need to be having a more detailed conversation with you about what you mean and so on. But I am seeing a pay increase. Yes, I am, and in the next 3 to 6 months. All right, let's go on. All right. Let's see, I'll get to your question, Shakti, and then Sean, yours will be next. Okay. Yes, I'm going through some big changes. I would love any advice on anything that can help me with it, please. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm going to present two paths to you here, Shakti, for you. The other, and it sounds so basic, but they're different paths. And I think some of your struggle is you're not choosing one or the other. But one path is do nothing, right? The wheel will turn. It will come to you. Trust me. Do nothing. And yet that is an active choice, because most people don't do nothing. They'll say, "Oh, I'll just let it be. I'll let it come to me." Oh no, actually, I'm doing a bunch of checking. Oh no, I'm gonna let it be. No, I'm a bunch of checking, and you kind of spend your life in a pendulum like that, and you are telling the universe, "I don't know what I want." I'm not saying that to you. I'm not saying that to you, but to flip between both is telling the universe, "I don't know what I want, and I don't really trust you either." And it's fine. I don't know that most people do trust the universe if you really put their backs to the wall and ask them. But for you, what I'm not seeing here is a chosen direction. You're still like, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. And that and that, even those two, say, there's quite a distinction and difference between them. The mind goes, oh, but it's work, it's a job, it's service. But there's what each description, what each job identity requires from us is particularly unique. And so that's why I say you can either let it come to you and it will, or you can say, I'm going to completely create my way. I'm going to nurture my path, and I'm going to make it what I want to be. Those are different ways to get to the same place. But I really encourage you to pick one. I've never met anyone that you could say, just surrender, and they do, right? I'm not that person. I'm not that person. It takes a while to get to the point of surrender. But if you can, sooner or later, that will lead you down a good path. If you can say, you know what, I'm going to be the hands and the eyes of the universe, it's all going to happen through me, that will work too. But choose what lane you're going to be driving down, okay? They'll both lead you somewhere. Okay. Where do we get to? Sean, is it a good time to sell my house? There we go. So I'm getting a no on that, but let me see about. Sean, June, July looks better. I don't know what's happening. Well, everything's happening at the moment, isn't it? But what in particular that is about timing, I don't know. But I way like June, possibly July is a better time. Yeah, but not right now. I also have the feeling that gives you time to do what you need to do to the house as well. Okay, Victoria. Hello and thank you. If you would, I'd please like to know more about how to support my shifting journey and practice. Okay. Give me a second, Victoria, because there's a second layer to this. Okay. Gosh, wow. Simple as that. Victoria, the answer to your questions in your question. You said, wait. I'd like to know more about how to support my shifting journey practice. Right. The answer is that it is shifting. It is shifting, and it needs to shift some more. And so you need to give it time to shift, because trying to find solidity in the middle of change is you can't. It's not the phase. It's not the time. So you have to give your journey, your practice, and I know there's an overlap. They're not the same, but there's an overlap. You have to give that time. That's why I needed to just check in here. How long do you give that? You give that a month. And so what happens in the meantime? You attend to life. That's where our practice now journey is showing us how we're doing at it, isn't it? And with your, with work and your relationship and so on, just let go of the push for certainty with your journey, with your practice, for like a month, okay, into middle of May, early middle of May. Let go. If you want to, just to make it a little easier for yourself, because I'll never tell anyone to be patient. You can let your practice be universe, world, mother, earth mother, whatever. Show me something now. Help me understand the world now, right? Let that be your call to it, and something will happen within the next 45 minutes, usually, if it's not sooner than that. And then you start to get more input and stimulus coming in that you can formulate your next the future of your journey and practice ongoing from there. Because right now, the big clearing taking place. And if you're trying to assess stability from that, I think it will be very frustrating. Okay. We'll go Jill. Jill. If you would please read on Thursday afternoon for me, if it is for my highest good to continue with the plans I was hoping to make with a friend, or plan to keep my normal schedule. Thursday. To keep plans you have, or wait, best to continue with the plans I was hoping to make, or keep a normal schedule. Gotcha. Jill, I'd say continue with the plans you're making. Yeah, continue with the plans you're making for Thursday. Okay. Yay. Okay, let's go on. Ginger. Hello, can you tell me what is blocking my weight loss? I've changed my diet, even gone gluten-free and not eating the breads. I feel like it's something's in my hormones or GI issues. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Been really struggling. Okay, understood. Okay, let's see what's there. All right. I have a lot to say about this area, but I'll keep my words brief and keep it maybe more specific to you here, Ginger. So, of what you mentioned, it's GI that I'm getting here, and I'm clearly, obviously, not a doctor, not giving medical advice here for entertainment purposes only. But I get this GI rather than hormones. Now, if I just make this specific to you, it is the worry, it is the cyclical repetitive worry that is. I have a feeling you are eating a little more than you think you are because of how you're using food. Okay, using food because you don't want to think about something. That is not an indictment on you, Ginger. It is what I'm seeing here. So we're very clear. That is not an indictment on everyone that's trying to lose weight. It's what I'm just seeing here. Okay, what I'm seeing here. My suggestion to you, based on what I'm seeing here, is you get the regulation by deliberately and preemptively farming off that worry somewhere else. And that could look like talking to someone. It could look like writing. Okay, for me, writing works better. Okay, because otherwise, there is the need to externalize it in some way. Some people eat. Some people get angry. And I'm not saying go exercise. I'm not saying that, but that is a good way to discharge it as well. All right. So we've got a bioenergetic behavioral side of things, we've got a more physiological one, which is the GI. I hope that's enough to get on with for the time being. Okay. All right, let's go on. Michelle, we're good to hear from you, Michelle. Love to know about our unexpected move. From the question you're asking, I'm assuming that it is happening. Right. Well, I see the suddenness of it. But what I will say is, it may be unexpected, but it looks great. It looks great. It's absolutely everyone's path. It absolutely takes you all to your next stage and place. I use these things because otherwise I would just answer from what I know in my own mind, my own brain, and so on. So, and this is a solution I wouldn't have thought of or couldn't have conceived of. So it looks like a really good move, even though it's unexpected and all at once. Just trust it. Go with it. It really does. It really looks good. My move here was sudden. Sudden after a couple of years of trying to do it, but and it flowed really, really well. All right, Lisa. Okay, Lisa, greetings, Joshua. What is coming on my career path? Please thank anything I should know for my highest path. What is coming on my career path? Anything I should know for my highest path. What is coming on my career path? Okay, Lisa, this is one of those times where it would be nicer to speak. You have a two-way conversation, because I'm not liking what I'm seeing here in this reading, and I have to be honest, of course. Let me say first of all that the foundation of this spread here is in overload, right? I feel that you've been getting guidance on making a change for a while and not done anything with that. I do feel you need to make a change. You do not seem happy with your career, with what I'm looking at here. There is a direction, there is a way, but you're going to have to plug into what you want and what you don't want. You need to understand both of those things. And I feel you're not listening to yourself, but you have to. You really have to. I'm wondering if you need to be learning some things that you're avoiding. And I'm not suggesting this is it, but with the AI thing, everyone, myself included, needs to understand better what is out there, how it affects us, what we can do with it. Okay, as an example, I'm not saying that's your example, but don't see that you're happy in your career. I do see that you need to make changes. I do feel that you've been getting guidance, but sort of ignoring it. And that's the only part I'm not getting. I'm like, what are you getting guidance about? What is that? The direction, because that's particular to you. You'll know it because you kind of distract yourself from it. You try and distract yourself. You can't, the thought comes in, drops in, that's guidance, and then you try not to think about it. That's how you know. So forgive me for being a little heavy-handed. It's not my intention. Not my intention, but listen, just so you know, I do this myself. I've got pads of paper everywhere here, right? Because I need to know I need to know what I don't know. I need to know what I'm not telling myself. And the clearer I get with that, the clearer I get to the direction. And I would wish that for you and anyone else. Excuse me, going a bit hoarse here. Okay. All right, where do we get to? Michelle, Carolyn, Jill. Jill, let me see. I've just seen another question from you. Let me just see. Yeah, I've got time. I totally have time. Jill, if we have time, would you please let me know if it looks better to go back to my PCP in southern New Hampshire or give this new NP locally a shot? If we don't have time, I'll ask that another time. No, we can do it. Go back to PCP or give this new NP a shot. Go back to your PCP. I really suggest you give your this new NP a chance. Yeah. Yes. Now, if you went back, I don't love the word back, but if you went back, it's fine. It's fine, but I like the look of the new NP a bit more. Yeah. Right. Okay. Michelle, Lisa, Jill. All right. Okay. Well, that's all the questions I've got in front of me. So if you want to just take a breath with me, anyone that's still watching today, take a breath with me. You're hearing me say this at the end of all these live streams at the moment. We would take a breath for our world and our sisters and brothers and humanity. We take a breath for all of us because it is chaotic out there. We take a breath to support people that we don't know, to take a breath, to know that there's choices, to know that there's options. That's why we do that, okay? That's why we do it. We take a breath. We say a prayer for you. We say a prayer for your families. We say a prayer that you have and get and are given what you need. You're at peace, you're happy, blessed. We say thank you. Well, I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the week. I'll be here live again next week. I got the notifications out a bit late for this one, but I'll do it next week, next Tuesday, and see you again.